boosting my level of confidence.
Yeah.
In terms of me knowing that nothing is impossible, that you really have got to go there and prove it.
Yeah.
And if you want to break things, break them.
Yeah.
And if you want to reach out to people, reach them. And there is no stopping. If you're just hesitant and you're wondering, should I or should I not? There shouldn't be a question. You really just have to go and do it.
Elena didn't actually study technology at university, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely right.
So she's a woman who got into technology without having a technical background whatsoever. So what I want to ask you is, how did you get into technology?
Well, first of all, one doesn't need a degree in technology in order to become a woman or a man in tech.
Yeah.
So my first degree was in economics.
Okay.
Business management, rather, in Uzbekistan, where I come from. So I went to Tashkent State Technical University, it's called back in the day. And I studied business management. I really wanted to understand how the world of business works. This is something that always inspired me. And then I realized that in order to understand the world of business, one needs to be in business.
Yeah.
So I dropped out because I was asked to be part of a British Council project where I was basically I had about 40 women's lives dependent on my ability to market their product.
Yeah.
So I was a marketeer and I was teaching them how to sell, but also taking all the stuff they were able to produce and selling it to the expatriate market. And I was only about 19 at that time. So afterwards I traveled, so I went to France, I went to and lived 2 years in the Balkans, doing some work there, connecting a lot of young people through entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship has always been my theme.
Yeah.
I didn't feel I was an entrepreneur myself, I was just helping others to discover entrepreneurial streak in them, I suppose. And so in the Balkans I spent time again with British Council doing an incredible project where we managed to connect young people in countries that do not speak at the level of politics, but we managed to connect them through entrepreneurship, which was really, really amazing.
Yeah.
I then came to England, didn't really find myself in England because I felt this is a developed country, what am I going to do here? And I convinced my husband to go to Ethiopia, to Africa, so I thought, this is exactly what I needed. So we lived in Ethiopia again for 2 years, our daughter was growing up there. And it was fantastic to see some very inspiring people that I got to help, and they helped me to discover what I was really passionate about.
Yeah.
So at that time I really wanted to make a difference in international relations, so I decided, what I really wanted to study was politics, of course. So I decided to do my degree externally through LSE or through an LSE accredited program, and that was in politics and international relations because I felt top-down approach was the best way to go forward, and I saw myself working in UN, and World Bank, and at that time I was already doing some work with the World Bank on a project run by Ministry of Tourism, and it just felt like the right thing to do. But then by the time I finished my work in Ethiopia, I realized that the world of international relations was so corrupt that I felt if I was in it, I was part of that corrupt system.
Okay.
And it just felt wrong because there was a lot of money that we pay as taxpayers to the foreign aid, and that foreign aid I felt wasn't really spent appropriately.
Okay.
A lot of money was disappearing. The project we were developing at that time, some 9 million pound project, a lot of money was spent on buying Land Rovers, things that the project really didn't need. And a lot of ministers and people in the government were really benefiting from something that I felt the ordinary people should have benefited. And so I was quite upset, disgusted, and I felt, this is really not for me, what am I going to do? So we came back to England. We did briefly go to Bangladesh because I really wanted to once again dive into something I was passionate about before I realized that that's definitely not for me. So we spent about 6 months in Chittagong King Tract, and again there was some really interesting project that was happening that I really wanted to be part of. And then I thought to myself, I think I'm done with international development for now. And I wanted to focus on something different. So we came to England to get settled, and when Victoria started her secondary school, that is when I realized there were issues with educational system that I felt needed some disruption. And that's when I just ended up in London. London was buzzing with a lot of tech, and I just wanted to understand what this was all about. That's how I realized that there were a lot of tech startups, a lot of people wanting to learn how to code, and I did try, and I did learn, but I felt, okay, this is definitely not for me. But what can I do? Could I still create something which was making an impact and using technology within it? So I'm not really developing any kind of tech. What I'm doing is I'm inspiring people into tech and entrepreneurship, which is still part of being in tech, being a woman in tech.
What steps did you take in order to get yourself prepared to be a woman in tech?
What steps? You just need to meet as many people as you possibly can in tech. To really socialize and network in the right way, not just go and meet people, but actually connect and discuss and talk to them about what they do, about what you can contribute. That's valuable. If you have any ideas, by all means reach out to anyone that you feel you really would like to connect with on LinkedIn, and you will be surprised how people will actually be very happy to connect and talk to you.
I really love LinkedIn.
Yes, so you could literally send a message to anyone you like, and I think what happened to me was at some point I was very, very shy, and I wasn't sure, well, should I really send an email to Martha Lane Fox? Is she ever going to respond? And I remember that day when I actually was writing an email, oh, should I send it, should I not? And I did send it, and she responded within a few seconds.
Wow.
People who really love what you do, they will respond immediately. And they will let you know, if you ask them, how can I possibly connect or do this X, Y, and Z, and I know you've had some expertise or experience in that, can you please help me and guide me? I have never had anybody who would say no. Sometimes they would get back to me a bit later because they're busy, but I would always get a response from everybody who I wanted to connect with. And that is wonderful because the tech community is actually very welcoming, particularly if you are part of women in tech groups, and I am part of many. Ada's List, Women Who Code, we all support one another and we elevate one another. So if I know you're doing something and I can help, I will connect you with the right people to help you navigate your entrepreneurial journey, and that's kind of normal to do this, and it's wonderful.
I think one of the main problems that women face in terms of getting into technology is the fact that they also lack self-confidence. The tech industry seems to be very male-dominated, and there's not a lot of women who are in that industry, in my opinion. And I wanted to ask you, have you faced any challenges?
As a woman, I think one of the main challenges I felt, I just didn't feel confident enough because it's so male-dominated. I wasn't sure if I did approach that man, is he really going to take me seriously as a professional woman, or I was worried, or would they try something else? And yes, that was a challenge for me. I was not sure whether they would understand me in the right way. Because I've been hearing so many different rumors about women being approached in the wrong way, and I was not sure whether I should. So I try, when possible, to reach to women because I feel a bit more comfortable talking to them. I do have some mentors who are male, and I know that they're definitely mentors, and they're really great advisors and friends. As a woman in general, I felt I had some challenges around managing my family, and starting a business is always a challenge when you are a single mom with 2 kids. It was a struggle, particularly when you have a specific plan and then your child has got chicken pox or something, and then your entire week just goes to pot because you just have to navigate suddenly, okay, we're going to do this from home, okay, so I have to take a phone call or Skype call or something. So that's challenging, and sometimes evenings are very challenging because there are some events that I really want to go to but I cannot attend because they're in the evenings and because childcare is an issue and it's really expensive. And I know there is a movement at the moment who are trying to make things easier for women who do need childcare, and that's really encouraging. This entire entrepreneurial journey has been incredible in terms of boosting my level of confidence. In terms of me knowing that nothing is impossible, that you really have got to go there and prove it. And if you want to break things, break them. And if you want to reach out to people, reach them. And there is no stopping. If you're just hesitant and you're wondering, should I or should I not? there shouldn't be a question. You really just have to go and do it.
Specific steps do tech leaders need to make to pave more ways for women to get into technology?
Well, there are a number of challenges I think that need to be addressed. Number one, and that's a very important one, it's something that really shocked me because I didn't realize it's actually happening in England. It's the gender pay gap. I just didn't realize that women in this country are paid less compared to men. I never queried it, I never questioned it. Where I come from, Central Asia or in Russia, we don't really have those issues. When I asked my mum, she was a director at some point, and I said, were you paid less just because you were a woman?
Yeah.
And she said, no, that never was even discussed. A director gets paid as a director, and that's it. And so when I was told that there are issues in this country that directors or women entrepreneurs or women marketeers or women in BBC get paid less than men, I was so shocked. I just couldn't believe it. I felt like we're back in the suffragettes years when really something has got to happen. Why are we still tolerating this?
Yeah.
I was just so shocked because again in international relations I just never queried it, and I didn't think that was an issue either. You're just paid as a consultant and there was a rate. I quoted. I tell them what would I get paid. And so it's based on your experience, it's based on your expertise, and that's how it should be. It shouldn't be dictated by whether you are a man or a woman. So that was quite shocking for me. So that definitely needs to change, and it has to change soon.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of companies that have opened their data about what they pay women and men. BBC was the most atrocious scandal.
When I seen that as well, I was really shocked.
It's incredible, and I feel definitely there needs to be more openness, more transparency.
Yeah.
Because we need to know what's happening, and if something is not right, if there is some level of unfairness, and it is very unfair, why should I get less paid just because I'm a woman? This is so strange. That definitely is something that has to be resolved. Another thing that needs to be resolved is helping women, particularly women who are single moms like myself, to address to help us with childcare. I mean, that is something. I know my son is starting school in September, and that means he's going to go to school until 3. So I'm already in my mind, what am I going to do between 3 and 6? Because my day normally is until 6. I'm very, very busy in central London. Doing all sorts of meetings and everything, and I'm just wondering what am I going to do between 3 and 6, and the childcare is going to be so expensive. So this is one of the challenges. I know there are a lot of companies who actually have got rooms for women to breastfeed and for women to even bring their children with them. I think this is a way forward. I think work needs to be more flexible, so that women and men and anyone really should be able to work from home. We just all need to become a bit more agile, a bit more flexible in terms of the world of work. So there's still a lot that needs to be done in terms of attracting women into technologies. Just be more welcoming in terms of. Make sure that when it comes to recruitment, you do have that diversity issue considered. Because if it is a male-dominated company recruiting, and if I'm coming to an interview and I know that the majority of people working in the company are men, I would wonder to myself, should I really become part of this company because they're just men. So, but if I see there is a well-balanced environment and they are welcoming and inclusive, and there is also that, I'm probably fussy, but I really also want to not only see men and women, but I also want to see different ethnicities, because diversity for me is not just women and men, but it's also different ethnic backgrounds, income diversity. So I want to see those kind of differences in the company for me to be interested in working with the people. So I look at all of these issues when I do, and I think a lot of women do as well. Particularly, a lot of male-dominated companies have reached out to me and say, "Oh, we want to recruit a woman. How do we do this?" And I'm like, "Okay, Ada's List is your first port of call. Just send me your description. I can post it every now and then. I post something on Ada's List and say, hey, this is this very male-dominated company, but they really do want a woman in their environment, and would you consider applying for the job and maybe help them address those issues?" And I think more men should acknowledge this and welcome women and really seek out and reach out to women and say, hey, yes, we're 2 male co-founders, but we really want a woman on board because we understand why this is so important. And there has been so much research done already by Harvard universities and lots of other research groups that diversity of every form is vital in a company to really progress it, to succeed in the real industry, in the real world. You really do need to account for diversity, not only men and women.
What is your motto?
My motto, so for me this would be nothing is impossible. So everything is possible. You just really need to find a way and determination to go and do it. The sky's the limit, and there should be no barrier at all for you to really want to go and do what you really want to do.
Thank you.
Okay.
So that's it from me today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode I've done with Elena, just because she is so inspiring in terms of what she does with young people. So make sure that you follow the link below, check out her website, check out the work that she's doing, and if you know any young people aged 12 to 18 that will benefit from this program, please make sure you sign up to the next program, which will be in...
It will be in November. We will be running a cross-regional hackathon in virtual reality, and we will be running it simultaneously in different areas, different regions across the UK. So do get involved. It will be fun, and we'll be encouraging young people to use VR to solve real problems.